Okay. ठीक है. Hello students, I am going to discuss a very important topic, that is Gauss theorem. It is very important for your 12th exam, for your NEET exam, for your JEE main, or for your JEE advanced exam. So now we have to understand what is a Gauss theorem. Gauss theorem. Gauss theorem is a general theorem in electrostatics which is applicable whenever there is a charge over any type of symmetrical surface, and due to the charge over the any type of symmetrical surface there is an electric field inside it. So we have used Gauss theorem to calculate electric field and electric flux over any type of symmetrical surfaces. Now we have to understand what is Gauss theorem. Let me draw a diagram. Let me draw it is a spherical surface. Suppose there is a charge Q at its center, and we have to calculate electric field. Suppose that this is area vector which is perpendicular to the surface of the sphere. Now according to Gauss law, the total flux over a surface is equal to 1 upon epsilon naught times total charge over the surface. Suppose this surface contains Q charge, and we have to calculate the total flux coming out of this spherical surface or any surface. Then phi equals to Q upon epsilon naught. We have to derive this formula. Now we have to understand phi over any closed surface is equal to E dot d vector. Now we have to understand so phi equals to closed interval of E dot dA. Now we have to understand E closed integral dA, and we have taken that it is a spherical surface, so E equals to 4 pi r square. Suppose the radius of this spherical part is r. Therefore phi equals to E 4 pi r square E. Now we have to calculate the total electric field due to the charge. We know that E equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon r square. Now we have to put this value. Now we have to put this value. Therefore phi equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon r square into 4 pi r square. We have to cancel 4 pi to 4 pi, r square to r square. Therefore we get phi equals to Q upon epsilon naught. So we can say that E dot dA equals to P dot dA equals to Q upon epsilon naught. Q upon epsilon naught. Here in case of a spherical surface, the angle between dA vector and E vector is 0 degree. What I am saying that in case of a spherical surface, this dA vector and this E vector lies in the same line, so theta becomes 0 degree in case of a spherical surface. Now stop. It is applicable for finding the electric field due to a uniformly charged sphere. It is also used to find the electric field due to an infinite plane sheet of charge distribution. It is also applicable to find the electric field due to a long charged wire. It is also applicable to find electric field of hollow conducting shell. Now we have to understand the conditions for applying Gauss law. What are the conditions? If we are applying Gauss law on any surface, what are the pre-defined conditions? We should keep it in our mind that conditions for applying Gauss law. The first condition is high degree of symmetry. High degree of symmetry, that is, it is applicable for spherical, cylindrical or planar surfaces. Now charge distribution must be static. Now we have to consider these two main conditions, that the surface should have high degree of symmetry, that is, Gauss law is mostly applicable for spherical, cylindrical or planar surfaces. Now the charge distribution must be static, it should not be dynamic. Now we have to understand the important implications of Gauss law. Important implications of Gauss law. What are the important implications of the Gauss law? That is, we should know, it is very important for us, it is a star point, that electric field inside a conductor is 0. It is very important point that we should keep it in mind, that electric field inside a conductor is 0. The second point, field outside a sphere a sphere cell behaves like that of a point charge, that is, field outside a sphere cell behaves like that of a point charge. Now we have to discuss some important questions regarding the Gauss law. Let us discuss. First question is a solid insulating sphere of radius r. A solid insulating sphere of radius r has a non-uniform charge density. Non-uniform charge density rho r equals to kr. K is a constant. And r is a distance from the center. So we have to find electric field at r, and which is less than capital R. Now let me explain the question. This is a sphere of radius capital R and having non-uniform charge density rho r equals to kr, where k is any constant and r is the distance from the center. So that we have to find the electric field at r, and r is less than capital R. Now since small r is less than capital R, so enclosed charge Q ENC equals to rho r dash into 4 pi r dash square d r dash. We have to calculate the total charge enclosed by the surface. Now we have to put the value here. Rho r equals to k r dash into 4 pi r dash square, 4 pi r dash square into d r dash. Now we have 4 pi k into r dash cube into d r dash, and we have to integrate its value from 0 to r. Therefore 4 pi k into r 4 upon r. Integrating the integration of r dash cube equal to r dash 4 upon 4, and after putting the limit we get r4 upon 4. We have to cancel this value. Therefore its value become pi k r4. Now we have to equate this value. Electric field E into 4 pi r square equals to pi k r4 upon epsilon naught. We know that the total flux over the surface equal to total charge upon epsilon naught. This value is total charge over the surface. Now after calculating this, E equals to pi k r4 upon 4 pi r square into epsilon naught. Therefore we have to cancel, and k r square upon 4 epsilon naught. Therefore, the total electric field at point R equals to K R square upon 4 epsilon naught.